This is Pokemon Trivia Master. Today's categories: Kanto Pokémon Anagrams, Hold This, The Animal Within, Blue Brutes, TCG Supporters, and Who's That Pokemon? We'll start at Blue Brutes for 100. This punchy Kanto Pokemon trades a speed cut for the fighting type. Its mesmerizing pattern allows it to use hypnosis before beating opponents into submission. What is Poliwrath? If you got it, add 100 to your score. The Animal Within, 200. This waterfowl gets a major glow-up upon evolving, perhaps mirroring the classic children's story by Hans Christian Andersen. If you want to catch one for yourself, look to the shadows at Unova's Driftville drawbridge. What is Ducklet? If you got it, add 200 to your score. Kanto Pokémon Anagrams, 200. Unscramble the letters to reveal this Pokemon's name. The correct response? What is Jigglypuff? TCG Supporters 100. This card, introduced in the Scarlet and Violet era, allows players to refresh their hand based on their remaining prize cards. This supporter simply bears the pictured character's name. What is Iono? TCG Supporters for 200. This supporter card forces an opponent's Pokemon to switch in. Over time, we've seen multiple sinister characters featured. In example, Giovanni, Cyrus, Lysander, and Gaitzis. Correct response? What is Boss's Orders? Kanto Pokémon Anagrams 300. Unscramble the letters to reveal this Pokemon's name. What is Tauros? The Animal Within 300. It might sound goofy, but this sandy spitter can store more than 17 pounds of sand in its neck pouch. That is one sneaky little snake. Correct response? What is Silly Cobra? If you got it right, add 300 to your score. Who's That Pokemon 300? Who's that Pokemon? It's Huntail. Hold This 100. You know what they say, one Pokemon's trash is another Pokemon's lunch. This held item, introduced in Pokemon Gold and Silver, provides constant HP recovery at the end of every turn. What are leftovers? Hold This 400. This one-time use item, introduced in Pokemon Black and White, is the only one of its set to survive into the modern games. It currently gives a 30% power boost to attacks like Hyper Beam, Boom Burst, or Scratch. Correct response? What is a normal gem? Blue Brutes 500. Although not normally blue, the shiny version of this fanged Pokemon is. Its hidden ability, Poison Heal, allows it to recover HP in spite of it not being a poison type. Correct response? What is Gliscor? If you got it right, add 500 to your score. Kanto Pokémon Anagrams for 100. Unscramble the letters to reveal this Pokemon's name. What is Eevee? Kanto Pokémon Anagrams 400. Unscramble the letters to reveal this Pokemon's name. What is Victory Bell? If you got it, add 400 to your score. TCG Supporters 400. Although this card has not been released in English, you might discern its name based on similarities in art style and the effect of draw 3 cards. What is Friends in Alola, or also acceptable, Alola Friends? Who's That Pokemon 200? Who's that Pokemon? It's Ceruledge. Who's That Pokemon 100? Who's that Pokemon? It's Jumpluff. The Animal Within 400. It's our Gambler Challenge! Choose a wager between 0 and your total points. You either add or subtract your wager if you get the correct response. This bighorn Pokemon has only one weakness, that being the Dark type. It's an agile Pokemon that will come running to help you out if you call it with a Celestica flute. The correct response? What is Weirdeer? If you got it, add your wager to your score. If you missed it, subtract it from your total. Who's that Pokemon 500? Who's that Pokemon? It's Rhyperior. Hold this 200. This purplish stone provides a boost to the defense and special defense of the Pokemon holding it. It's worth noting that this boon is only available to Pokemon that aren't fully evolved. What is an Eviolite? Hold this 500. This hold item introduced in Pokemon Black and White boosts the power of attacks that constrict. Don't confuse this with a similar item that lengthens the amount of turns that it traps. Correct response? What is a binding band? Kanto Pokémon Anagrams for 500. Unscramble the letters to reveal this Pokemon's name. What is Articuno? Blue Brutes 200. Whether in normal colors or in its shiny form, its shades of blue would be useful camouflage in the seas where it lives. This angry looking mon doesn't fit labels well. It's the dragon Pokemon, but it's not a dragon type. It can have the poison point ability, but it's not a poison type. What is Seadra? Blue Brutes 300. This blue mon fits the category perfectly, as it is the brutal Pokemon. It trades its rough skin or speed boosts for the strong jaw ability as it mega evolves. What is Sharpedo? The animal within 100. This small fiery horse has hooves that are apparently harder than diamond. In Pokemon Sword and Shield, it received a pure psychic type regional form that actually shows the small horn on its head. What is Ponyta? The animal within 500. This normal type rodent introduced in Pokemon Black and White hasn't been obtainable in games since Pokemon X and Y. It's odd though, I wouldn't say it looks much like the animal that shares its name. The correct response? What is Watchog? Hold this 300. This sharp held item allows Sneasel to evolve at certain times of the day. No Sneasel? No problem. It also provides a boost to the holder's critical hit ratio. What is a Razor Claw? Blue Brutes 400. This evolved rock-type Pokemon is most likely based on the extinct Pachycephalosaurus. It was reintroduced as number 108 in the Blueberry Pokedex, but only in Scarlet game files. What is Rampardos? Who's that Pokemon 400? Who's that Pokemon? It's Togedemaru. TCG Supporters 300. This card from the original base set allowed an evolution jump from basic to a stage 2 Pokemon. In later years, it instead gave the effect of drawing cards and healing your active Pokemon. What is Pokemon Breeder? TCG Supporters 500. This supporter, released in Sword and Shield's Brilliant Stars, pictured this ghostly girl from Alola. The card allows you to draw a card for every trainer you find in your opponent's hand. What is Acerola's Premonition? Thanks for playing, trainers. Hope you enjoyed today's questions. The max score was 12,500. Leave your score in the comments along with future categories that you'd like to see. Also, be sure to like and subscribe so that you can catch future content of Pokémon Trivia Master.